proposal for New York City. And we're going to show an app that lets you search on your own name or address, or your neighbor's name or address, or anyone in New York City. It's a database that searches the New York City, whatever they call it, the valuation database. And here you go. We're going to start on a site called nyc.titleforce.org. I'll zoom in on that or put a link in the description. And I think we can look at it right here. It's nyc.titleforce.org. And one of the links is property tax search. And what you do is you go there. And of course you can go to the home page. Here you can look at it. And down at the bottom, yeah, there'll be, here, let's try and make it big. This is the website, nyc.titleforce.org. And you can go around, and one of the links is this new tax rate search, right there. Click on that. You go to this page, and you can put anything in here. So let's put a random name. Just click the search button. Let's just get rid of this and click the search button, and it'll show one of his properties. And here we go. Let's look at what's going to happen to our friend Bill. The proposal is a 0.814% rate across the board on market value. That's a big change because it used to be on this capped assessed value. And you can read the report right here. This is the report link. I think if you're really into it, you can read it. Good luck. Here it is. Thousands and thousands of pages, or hundreds of, and at least it has examples now. It's actually hundreds of, not hundreds, but 72 pages. At least it has examples now, so that's a little bit better. But our friend Bill is currently paying about $4K, and it's going to go to about $15K. This is before exemptions. Of course, exemptions are a special case. Depends on your age and whether you're owner-occupied, homestead, all these things. And so his property tax would go up by 260% without exemptions, right? This is all before exemptions. So if you file for star exemption or homestead or clergy or veterans or senior homeowners exemption, there's hundreds, not hundreds, but there's tens of exemptions. Let's pick let's try that one more time. It's important to turn that off. And you can always hit the search button to force it. And this is some random person in Staten Island, which is a senator, a state senator, I believe. And her old tax was about $6K, and now it will be about $5K. That's the whole point of this commission, is to try to straighten out the discrepancy between Staten Island and parts of Brooklyn, like Bay Ridge, and parts of Queens with Park Slope. But it's, as we're going to see, it's going to affect more than just Park Slope, right? It's going to affect almost the entire part of Brooklyn where the prices have gone up, right? And so let's take a look at some random property in some random neighborhood, which is for some reason the voice thing thinks it's 9:30, but it's really 9:30. And what we see, you can always click on search to this, that's a button there. And let's just look at this property. This happens to be near the new mayor. His property is class 2, which is a whole nother story. So we need to look at a class 1 property because the Department of Finance is forced to calculate some kind of market value. I don't know how they do it. They do it with a computer program. They never actually look at any house, so I don't know how they can calculate market value. They've given condemned houses on our block a market value of $2 million or $1 million, and then the house right next to it's a beautiful house, is about the same market value. So a condemned house with rats and the roof is open is worth the same as a nice house. And that's basically saying it's the land itself, you know. So let's just pick this house that's in Bed Stuy. It looks like this house is about $2K now in property tax, and it's going to go to about $12K, right? This is before exemptions. So a lot of people in Bed Stuy are going to be affected. And that's not just Bed Stuy. You can just go, put in the comments what neighborhood, search yourself. These numbers are all approximate because they don't give exact numbers, right? And what we want to do here is also look at how to share this information, right? This really should be updated, but we'll look at that. The easy way to share is you click on the owner name. Usually the owner doesn't own a million things, but some people do. So this person, you get a link here, and now that similar information on this page, you can share this page. Of course, you can share the search page too, but the search page doesn't include all this information. So now if we go up here and we want to share it on Twitter, boom, there you go. You get the whole link and you get the description and things like that. So let's show one that's a little more likely that people would share is Bill de Blasio. So we can go back to our friend here and now this is Bill's info. It talks about his market value, his excess value, all these numbers. But now really all that matters is the market value. And let's see, and then you can just zoom in on good old Bill and then share this one. So let's say you want to come here and you want to make a comment like saying, and you could actually just take this information too, and you could say, let's see, this is probably way too much for Twitter. So you could say this, copy this, and then do this, and you can say, and if you want, you can alert him, and let's try to alert him. I don't think he's listening, but you can try it. Bill de Blasio, let him know. There, looks like you're there, and then you post it. There you go. So Sal, let's look up Sal too, since Sal is very active on this Twitter thing. Oops, sorry. So let's go back and look for Sal Albanese. Get out of here. I always forget his name, but he's always posting. So just go back and look for Sal Albanese. Let me just do that again. Gotta turn that off, otherwise it gets confused. Let's see, Sal's somewhere in, looks like he owns in Brooklyn. Yeah, but it's class 2. It looks like this is class 2 because it's not giving, yeah. So this one, if that's the same Sal, he owns in, but I thought he also owned someplace else. So yeah, we cannot look him up too much because it's class 2. But let's just look. Thought it was maybe it's a different name. There's not many Albaneses. Let's see. Okay, so let's search around. These are things you can do. You can search. Oh, James Albanese. Wonder if there's any relationship. James Albanese. Just searching around. Marlene Albanese. Willard. Could have swore there was one in Staten Island. Okay, so Staten Island properties are going down. So you would see that tax. Let's see if there's another one. This is Joseph Albanese. Albanese, yet another. Joseph Albanese, Brighton. Okay. So Brighton. Vita Albanese. Interesting. You can see this different things that can happen. So Staten Island's going down. Bay Ridge will probably even out. And Park Slope is going up. Bed Stuy is going up. Fort Greene's probably going up. Most of this part of Brooklyn, the north part of Brooklyn, will be going up. And look for yourself. The one thing you can do is if you don't like this proposal, speak to your council, community board, but they are not going to be too informed. You're going to have to be informed. So go to this site, tax.title, it's nyc.titleforce.org, and let's zoom in on that again. It's right there, nyc.title, and thank you for going to it. nyc.titleforce.org, right? You see it right there. I guess I have to not click on it. Let's try to make it as big as possible. There you go. nyc.titleforce.org, and just look for the link that says new tax rate right there. New tax rate search. See that? And just click on that, and then you can do whatever you want. It's a nice simple page, and that's just a YouTube short on searching for your property tax, your possible new property tax. Now, if you want to join a mailing list and start talking about this, you can use whatever you want, but there's also tony.brooklyncoop.org. Let's see if that is on this page. It might be, and you should find it here. And here's an example. You can subscribe to the blog here. It's interesting. You can't zoom, and then you go to the home page. There should be a way to join the group. And you can fill out this form, but I think you can join directly by just going here and join the group here and start talking about things, because someone's got to fight this if you think it should be fought. There's going to be a change probably, but a drastic change of 400% phased in over 5 years. Even if it's one of the issues with this 5-year phase-in is people won't see the end of the tunnel. They'll just see a little increase, then a bigger increase, then a bigger increase, and a bigger increase, and they don't know to fight ahead of time, because 5 years into it, you probably can't fight it. You got to fight it before it gets passed, again, if you want to fight it. Some people are going to benefit, some people are going to get hurt, but in the end, wouldn't it be good to actually reduce the budget? Because another thing you can do is look at S7000A, which happens to be the name of this current law. Search in Wikipedia, and you can look at the charts there. And the charts, I guess it's under charts. the budget, and finally the New York Times writes about it, is going through the roof, or it already went through the roof. The number of employees, there's like 300, 400,000 city employees. That means that every 20 people in New York City have a personal employee in New York City. You can look at these charts and you can see that the expenditures are astronomically growing. They've been growing and growing and growing until the budget is now in the hundreds of billions, or at least 100 billion, which if you look at the numbers, it used to be about 25 billion. Now it's in the 100 billion range, which is not good. And let's see what other charts we have here. There's one on New York City total expenditures. There's one on the New York City property tax, which is also going through the roof. It used to be in the 10Ks or 8K, 7K. Also, what other charts are here? The percent of New York City revenues. They call it revenue because it's your money, but it's revenue to them. As a percent, property tax as a percent of expenditures is also going up. You see, it's supposed to be down at 20%. Even the independent budget office director says that, but it never comes down. It just keeps going up. So that means your tax dollars are paying for more of the budget, right? So they're relying on property tax as their funding source, which shouldn't be the case. It should be other things, right? Because New York City, here's what most people say now that I hear, is that if the property tax is going to be like Long Island and Westchester, then we got to get rid of the income tax, because New York City has its own income tax, which is unique to New York City. They had this Land Institute people come and saying, oh, the property tax is not similar to other cities. Well, other cities don't have income tax, right? So wake up, people. Unite, homeowners. And if you don't wake up, you're going to get a 400% tax increase, property tax increase, in addition to the income tax. I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to say peace out, and we'll continue this, but please use the site and make comments, and we'll see what happens. Peace out, peace out, peace out, peace out. Let's see how to stop this.